Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Today on The Young and the Restless, Phyllis can barely control her rage, Danny surprises Christine, and Nick shares good news with Sharon. All products and services featured are independently chosen by editors. However, Soaps.com may receive a commission on orders placed through its retail links, and the retailer may receive certain auditable data for accounting purposes. At the Abbot manse, Tracy walks in on Jack and Diane, kissing as she adjusts his tie. They ask her if Alan will be attending tonight, and she explains he's been trapped by a blizzard. It looks like they will miss their first Christmas and New Year's together. Jack and Diane insist that she join them for the evening. Kyle is upstairs looking after ailing Harrison. They can share the night as a family and have champagne. Tracy can't turn that down. Claire stops by Crimson Lights and chats with Esther about how exciting her new life is. She can't wait to see what 2025 will bring. Disguised Jordan watches them from the patio. She listens as Esther tells Claire that she and her gentleman friend will be partying like it's 1999. Ian sends Jordan a text saying that it's time for action at society. She slips out. At the Newman ranch, Nikki rests her head on Victor's shoulder. They muse on what a year it has been for them. She's been thinking about all their blessings, like finding Claire, Connor recovering, and Cole and Victoria reuniting. "Don't forget about us, my baby," he says. She could never forget. They kiss. He adds there is one cloud hanging over them. This mess around Sharon and Nick being drawn into it. His only New Year's resolution is to see that resolved. Claire arrives at the ranch and hugs her grandparents. She explains that her parents have gone away for a romantic night for two. As Victor pours them champagne, Claire tells him how surprised she was that he made her dad a job offer. Victor thinks Cole is more than qualified. They are surprised she's there rather than with Kyle. She wanted to spend her first New Year's as a Newman with her family. They toast to the new year being the best for the family. At Sharon's, Maria is surprised when Faith explains she's not going to any of the New Year's parties she was invited to. Sharon hopes that her daughters are not missing out because of her. She announces that she will be spending the evening at society to ring in the new year with them. Maria asks if she's sure, but her mom insists she's ready to face the world again and put a terrible year behind them. Christine walks into the Neil Winters Jazz Lounge where Michael and Lauren are happy to welcome her. She explains that Danny is snowbound and couldn't make it while Niall is absent, and still fuming about Chance returning to the police department. They insist she join them. She says they are the best she can imagine if she can't spend the night with the love of her life. The mood sinks when they spot Phyllis arriving with her children on her arms. Jack, Diane, and Tracy join the party and Lauren jokes about how the years are passing more quickly the older you get. They chat about their families and where the kids have been spending the holidays. Ashley is already back in Paris. Christine notes that Phyllis is glaring at them. She knows that Phyllis hates her, but why is she giving Michael and Lauren the evil eye? Michael explains it's about Sharon's case. He hates them being on the outs but won't let it bother him tonight. Last year, on this night, he renewed his wedding vows and he's determined to stay festive. Phyllis remains glaring. Her son decides they could all use a drink and tells her she's been staring for 10 minutes. She's having a difficult time and can't understand Michael celebrating with his friends while supporting a murderer. Her daughter urges her to ignore this and have some fun. Phyllis declares this will be off her radar for the evening. When Phyllis wanders off, Jack and Diane approach Daniel to check in. He admits he's taking things a day at a time. Jack assures him that he will be there if he ever needs to talk. Summer asks after Harrison, and it sounds like he has the same bug that Lucy does. Jack is sure that Heather would want them approaching the new year not looking backward. At a table, Michael informs Christine that Sharon has hit the mother lode of repressed memories thanks to hypnosis. She still hasn't identified the real killer. Christine says that's the important part. Michael is sure that she's innocent and they will prove it. When he explains the case has been reopened, Phyllis suddenly appears and accuses him of peddling snake oil. She's trying to bite her tongue, but she's sure this new investigation will blow up in their faces. She taunts Cricket, asking if Danny got wise and dumped her. Christine tells her they are doing just fine. Phyllis suggests he's hunkered down with some groupie. Lauren urges Phyllis to be cool and enjoy the party. Phyllis' children interrupt to lead her away. On the way to their table, Phyllis is sure to snub Diane while she wishes Jack and Tracy a happy new year. Once Phyllis sits with her children, they take a drink. Daniel admits he's not doing well and can't help but think of Heather. Their mom says she won't talk about all this. Taking her children's hands, she promises this will be a better year for all of them. Her son appreciates the good vibes. At the bar, Danny surprises Christine. She can't believe it. They kiss. Phyllis glares and grimaces at them. Daniel walks over to hug his father. Danny was determined to get there for him. His son thanks him for taking care of Lucy. They joke about how bossy she is, and Daniel admits it's hard to hold up. Whenever he thinks he can move on, something comes along to complicate it. Jack, Diane, and Tracy come over to welcome Danny, who reminds them all of Tracy's singing career. He asks how things are progressing with Alan and tells her how much she deserves happiness. Phyllis can hardly handle all of this and leaps up. Summer begs her not to do anything. Her mom assures her she won't embarrass her and walks away. Daniel joins his sister and asks if she is expecting Chance to pop up for midnight. She explains he's working the graveyard shift. Things aren't back on track, but they are better. Her brother says she'll be stuck kissing him at midnight. At society, Abby tells Tessa what a natural she is at her job. She's a godsend, and she can't believe it's been a year already. She goes on about the joys of marriage, and Tessa remarks on how grateful she is for her life with Mariah and Aria. Abby admires the way they have been coping with the Sharon situation. Tessa says there is finally hope, and she's hanging on to that, hoping the next year will be uneventful. Ian peers in the window at them. Devon joins Abby, and they chat about how different it feels to be a married couple on New Year's. They tease each other and slip into the kitchen for truffle fries. Nick stops by Sharon's and tells Mariah that he has some news. She hopes it's of the good variety. He assures her it is, and he wants to share it with her mom first. He's surprised to hear that Sharon is planning to spend the evening at society. He's not sure tonight is the best night for her to be outside with the real killer still on the loose. Nick is working on getting her protection. Maria points out the restaurant will be packed and she should be safe. He decides he will go too after he checks in on his parents. Faith skips in to say it feels like her mom is back to normal. Sharon comes down and they admire her outfit. She asks him to come out and celebrate with them. He announces that he spoke with Michael and the police have agreed to reopen the investigation. They believe you. Faith blurts out. Her mom smiles. Nick is sure that Chance believed her all along but was following protocol. He's confident they will get proof to clear her. Sharon thanks them all for having faith, and Faith points out Nick fought the hardest for her. They make plans for who is driving to the party. Sharon decides to drive alone and Maria takes off. When Sharon admits she's still shivering about the real killer being out there, Nick says he's working on getting her protection. Nick and Faith stop by the ranch to see his parents. They chat about how things are going, and Victor is surprised to hear that Sharon is going out to celebrate. Nick announces that there may be game-changing developments in Sharon's case. They sit down and explain how much Sharon recovered under hypnosis. Now the police are trying to figure out who could have really killed Heather. Victor is happy to hear this, especially for Faith's sake. Claire comes in from the stables and chats with her family. Back at society, Tessa gets a call from Mariah to inform her that Sharon will be coming to society. Tessa can't wait. When she gets off the phone, Ian creeps in and asks if it would be possible to get a reservation. She says they are booked up, but she will put his name down. When she steps away, he grabs her water bottle and drugs it. Tessa returns and tells him she will call if there is a cancellation. As he exits, he pauses to watch her take a swig of water. Abby and Devon return to kissing and talking about how special everything is. He tells her that every day with her is the beginning of forever. She admits that's a bit cheesy. Tessa stumbles over and tells them she's feeling really lightheaded. She walks off to grab a snack. A few minutes later, she returns, hiccuping, and announces she needs to go outside for some air. When she wanders out the door, Ian is waiting. She stumbles straight into his arms. He pulls out a ventilator and gets her to breathe it in. Maria wanders over and asks what's happened. She's shocked when she recognizes Ian.